So we're now on the bottom of Daf Mem Heyam and Aleph, and we're up to Omer Rabbi Avo, 3 lines up before the end of Mem Hey Omer Aleph. I just want to read a kind of summary of the last discussion that we had here on Mem Hey Omer Aleph. And that was the discussion about Meremar, who was proving that the Aravos were actually placed on the Yesod of the Mizbeach, on top of the base of the Mizbeach. And he says, I'll read to you a summary. If it would enter into your mind that they were placed upon the ground, then the Mishnah states that the side of the Mizbeach climbed up 1 amma, then it went inward 1 amma, so there was a protrusion, and that's called the Yesod, the base. From the base, the Mizbeach went up 5 amos, and then inward 1 amma, another protrusion, that's called the Sovet. Ola Shalosh, from the Sovet, you climbed up another 3 amos until the Gag of the Mizbeach. And then you reach the Mokum HaKronos. Now, it says, Gochos al Gavei Mizbeach Heichi Mishkachasla. If the Aravos were placed on the ground, how would it be possible for them to lean over the top of the Mizbeach, a full amma, to accommodate the 2 protrusions? It would be necessary to place the Aravos against the altar at an angle. Since the Mizbeach is 9 amos high, and the Aravos are only 11 amos, they would perforce rise less than 2 amos above it. Therefore, we should learn from this that the Aravos were placed on the base, on the Yesod, allowing them to rise an extra amma above the height of the Mizbeach. Shma Mino. Omer Rabbi Avo, Omer Rabbi Eliezer, Polanotel lulav beigudo, vadas ba'aravo, malalav hakosu kilubona mizbeach vehikriv olav korban. Shenemar, and here we turn to Daf Mem Hey Amid Beis, Isru Chag Bavosim ad karnos hamizbeach. In other words, when you bind the lulav together with the other minim, so you've got 3 hadassim, 3 stems of hadassim, and when you take all these together, it's similar to the dam of a korban, ad karnos hamizbeach. And he says the following. Kosher b'chag aguda shalua b'hadas shasui avos. Avos means plated. Maise kliya shel shlosha olim hareu lachem kibinyan hamizbeach ukematan domim shel karbanos al karnos hamizbeach. Omer Rabbi Yomi mishum Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, Rabbi Yochanan mishum Rabbi Shimon hamachosi mishum Rabbi Yochanan hamakosi. Kol ha'oseh isur l'chag. Isur means an aguda, a binding to the chag. B'achila u'shasiya is malal of hakosu kilu bona mizbeach v'hikra v'lo korban shenema isur chag v'avosim ha'mizbeach. So the igdu chag b'behemos avos u'shmenos da'inu achila. Harei lachem ki binyan hamizbeach ukematan domim shel korbanos al kronos hamizbeach. Omar Chizkiah, Omar Rabbi Yirmiyah mishum Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, kol hamitzvos kulon ein odom yotzei bahen elo derech dilos. All of the 4 minim require derech to be lost in the normal way they grow, which would mean the bottom part is down and the top part is up, but not to switch it around. Shenemar atze shitim omd. With regard to the karshe of Mishkan, It says, "Ve'asisas as akrosh mishkan atze shitim omdim," which means kamosha omdim big d lossam, the way they grow. Tanya nami hochi. We also learned this in a brisa. The pasuk says, "Ve'asisas akrosh mishkan atze shitim omdim she'omdim derech d lossam." Dover acher. When it says omdim, we darshan shema'amidim es sifuyan. The crushing was standing, and the tzipui, the covering, was zahav, was made of gold, and the tzipui was not omeid me'elav. It didn't automatically stand. The beams supporting them, they're gold plated. He says that the Mishkan beams were plated with gold. That's akroshim titzapis zohav. And the pasuk teaches that it's not enough to simply make large sheets of gold, each the height of a beam and thick enough to stand on its own. Rather, the sheets must be attached to the beams with nails of gold. And the beams thus anchor and support the gold plating. Over acher, omdim, Shematoma, perhaps you'll suggest that after the Olmoid was hidden, Bigniza, Avad Sivram Ubatal Sikuya. We no longer have any hope for the future that will get back the crushing in the future. And the Mabat, Shonabitim, Machakim, Emisayosh Blaine Botan. Talmud Lomar, the Apostle teaches us, Lo Botan. Atze Shitim Omdim Sha'omdim Li Olam Li Olmei Olam. Perhaps you will say, now that the Mishkan has fallen into disuse, the beams have been hidden away, is therefore their promise is gone, their hope is ruined, never to return. Therefore, the Torah states that the beams of cedar wood are standing. It informs us that they remain standing for all eternity. Why? And I could somehow spare the world from the judgment of from the day that I was created until the day that we're on now, today. And if Elazar would be together with me biyom shenivra olam v'yad achshav, ilmole Yosam ben Uziyahu Imanu, and when Yosam, the son of Uziyahu, Melech Yehuda, was with us, miyom shenivra olam ad sofa, we could deal and protect the globe from all the sins that were committed from the day of creation until its very end. The Omar Chizkiah, Omar Yirmiyah Mishum Rav Shimbar Yochai, Ra'isi B'nei Aliyah V'Hengu'atim, there are very few people who are on the highest level, and they will be Makabel the Shechina. Im Elefein Aniu B'ni Mohem. If there are as many as 1,000, then I and my son are with them. In Meahem Aniu B'ni Mehen. And if there are only 100, I and my son are with him. In Shnayim Haim, it's Aniu B'ni Haim. It's me, myself, and my son. That was the statement that Chizkiah transmitted in the name of Rabbi Yirmiyah. Umi Zutre Kule Hai. Are there really so few people on that high level? Omar Rava said there are 18,000 rows of righteous people. Tamne Srei Alfi Dora Havi Lakami de Kuchabrichu. There are 18,000 rows of tzaddikim standing before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shenemar Saviv Shmonasar Elef. The pasuk in Yechezkel concludes with the words Hashem Shama. So this is a place of divine presence, and there are 18,000. So the Gemara answers, Lo kasha. Had mistakli baspaklaria me'ira, v'had lo mistakli baspaklaria ha'me'ira. So with this clear-cut vision of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, those numbers are very limited. So the Gemara asks a question of Reb Shimon, there's so few that can see with this clear vision. We have 36 tzaddikim in the world, and then makabel l'shchina on a daily basis. Praised are those who await Him. Lo, the gematria tlosin v'shisab. So we see that there are 35 people who have this clear-cut aspaklaria me'iri of HaKadosh Baruch Hu shchina, lo kasha, hadi oil bebar, hadi oil below bar. Abai is referring to those who will enter only with permission. Where Shimon ben Yochai is talking about those who may enter without permission. And here he says in the footnote, the 36 righteous, although they perceive the divine presence as though it were clear, may not approach the Shekhinah without first asking permission of the Malachim who are appointed for this person. Reb Shimon and his son may approach without prior permission. The analogy is drawn to a royal household. Only the king's family members and servants who attend to him at all times may enter his chambers without permission. Okay, then, so this is where we're going to stop here on Daf Mem Hamid Beis at the 2 dots, B'Shas P'tirosim. And we'll make a note of it here. Second. Okay then. Thank you very much.